Danny Martinez stared at his computer screen with tired eyes. It was 2 a.m. and he should have been sleeping. Tomorrow he had to wake up early for his job at the coffee shop. But sleep never came easy when bills were piling up and his bank account was nearly empty. He scrolled through the online auction website, looking at things he could never afford. Cars, electronics, furniture. Everything seemed designed to remind him how broke he was. Then he checked his auction account balance. 50 cents. That was all he had left in there from selling some old books last month. Danny laughed bitterly. 50 cents would not buy anything useful. He was about to close his laptop when a strange listing caught his eye. The title read, "Genuine Spacecraft, No Reserve, As Is," and the picture was so blurry he could barely make out what it showed. It looked like someone had photographed a photograph with a very bad camera. The description was even worse. Just 3 words. Old ship works. Danny checked the current bid. $0. Nobody had bid on it. He looked at the time remaining. 30 seconds. This had to be a joke. Maybe it was a toy spaceship. Maybe it was a poster. Maybe it was absolutely nothing at all. But with 50 cents burning a hole in his digital pocket and nothing to lose, Danny clicked the bid button. He won instantly. The confirmation email arrived so fast it startled him. Most auction sites took at least a few minutes to send confirmations. But there it was, telling him he had won the auction for 50 cents. Then a second email came. This one had an address, coordinates, and a time. Pickup only, tomorrow. 3 p.m., Lot 7, Henderson Salvage Yard. Danny knew Henderson Salvage. It was a huge junkyard about 40 minutes outside the city. He had driven past it before. Mountains of crushed cars and old metal sitting in the desert sun. He almost deleted the email. This was crazy. It was probably a scam, but something made him save it instead. Maybe curiosity. Maybe boredom. Maybe the tiny hope that something interesting might actually happen in his ordinary life. The next day, Danny borrowed his roommate's car and drove to the salvage yard. The sun was brutal, and heat waves shimmered off the piles of rusting vehicles. A teenager sat in a small booth at the entrance, looking half asleep. Danny showed him the email on his phone. The teenager barely glanced at it. Lot 7 is in the back. Way in the back. Past all the crushed cars. You will see it. Danny drove slowly through narrow paths between towers of stacked automobiles. He was sure he had made a terrible mistake. This was a waste of time and gas money he could not afford to waste. He was about to turn around when he came to a clearing, and there it was. A ship. Not a boat. Not an airplane. A spacecraft. It sat on massive legs that looked like they could support incredible weight. The hull was smooth and shiny, changing colors from silver to bronze depending on how the light hit it. The design was sleek and curved in ways that seemed impossible. Strange symbols ran along the side in flowing patterns that seemed to move when Danny looked away and then back again. Danny got out of the car on shaking legs. His mouth was dry. This could not be real. It had to be a movie prop. Maybe they filmed science fiction movies out here in the desert. That would make sense. An old man in dirty coveralls walked out of a small trailer nearby. He looked like he had spent his entire life working in the sun and did not care about much anymore. You the kid who bought the ship? The old man asked. I guess so. Is this real? The old man shrugged like Danny had asked him about the weather. Found it in the desert about 6 months back. Tried to report it. Called the FAA, called the military, even called NASA. Nobody wanted it. FAA said it was not an aircraft. Military said it was not theirs. NASA hung up on me, so I figured I would sell it for scrap, but nobody wanted to touch it. Put it online. You won it fair and square. For 50 cents. Yup. Got the paperwork right here. The old man held out a piece of paper that looked like it came from 1975. Sign here. It is yours. Danny's hand shook as he signed his name. This was insane. Completely insane. Does it work? Danny asked. Hell if I know. Door opened when we found it. We looked inside. Everything is in some alien language. Could not figure out how to turn anything on. Might just be a fancy decoration. The old man reached into his pocket and pulled out a small smooth stone about the size of a thumb drive. This was sitting on what looked like the captain's chair. Might be important. Might be junk. Either way, it is your problem now. Danny took the stone. It was warm and seemed to glow faintly from inside. You got 1 week to move it off my property. After that, I am charging you storage. $500 a day. Danny nodded without really hearing. He walked toward the ship like he was in a dream. Up close, it was even more impressive. The hull had no visible seams or bolts. It looked like it had been grown instead of built. He found the door standing slightly open. He pulled it wider and stepped inside. The interior took his breath away. The walls glowed with soft light that came from nowhere and everywhere at once. The cockpit had a chair that seemed to adjust itself as Danny got closer. Panels and screens surrounded the chair, all dark and dead. Danny sat down carefully, still holding the warm stone. The moment he sat, everything changed. The stone blazed with brilliant blue light and flew out of his hand. It shot into a slot on the console that Danny had not noticed before. The entire ship came alive. Lights flickered on. Displays lit up with text and diagrams that Danny should not have been able to read, but somehow could understand. A figure made of golden light appeared in front of him. It was shaped roughly like a person but was clearly not human. Genetic scan complete. New operator registered. Welcome, human. I am the Astral Navigator. Designation Echo 7. This vessel is the Wandering Star, former flagship of the merchant Prince Kelvor of the Andromeda Trade Consortium.
How did you acquire this ship?
Danny opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. Finally, words came out. I bought it online. For 50 cents. The golden figure was silent for a long moment. That is the worst trade in the recorded history of 17 galaxies. The previous owner must have been truly desperate. This vessel is worth approximately 47 trillion credits in any civilized market. Danny's vision went dark around the edges. The last thing he heard before he fainted was the golden figure saying something about probability calculations. When he woke up, the golden figure was still there, watching him with what might have been concern. Danny was still in the captain's chair. His head hurt. How long was I out? Danny asked. 17 minutes. I performed a full diagnostic of both you and the ship. You are healthy, though you do not eat or sleep enough. The ship is fully operational. Danny sat up slowly. His hands were shaking. Okay, let's say I am not crazy. Let's say you are real and this ship is real. Why was it in a junkyard? Why was it being sold for almost nothing? The figure rippled. I have been analyzing recent galactic communications. The previous owner, Merchant Prince Kelvor, was fleeing bankruptcy and criminal charges. He hid the ship on your planet, planning to retrieve it later. However, he was captured by the Galactic Authority 1 month ago. His assets were frozen, but this ship was never officially listed as seized because nobody knew where it was. So it legally belongs to me? According to Earth law, yes. You purchased it through legitimate means. According to galactic law, the situation is complicated. Many parties have potential claims to this vessel. However, none of them know you have it yet. Danny felt his brief excitement crash. So I own a ship worth trillions that everyone in the galaxy is going to want to take from me. Correct. I estimate you have between 6 and 9 days before the first parties arrive to claim it. Can we hide it? Not on Earth. When I activated, the ship sent an automatic signal to the galactic network. Standard security protocol. Several parties are likely analyzing that data right now. Danny put his head in his hands. This is a nightmare. Alternatively, the figure said, you could leave. Danny looked up. What? The galaxy is vast. You could trade, explore, take contracts. As the registered operator, you have full control of the Wandering Star. I am programmed to serve you. I do not know how to fly a starship. I do. I have navigated this vessel for 312 years. I can teach you. Danny stood and paced the small cockpit. This was insane. He had a terrible job, an apartment with roommates, and a cat that probably missed him. He also had a starship. If I leave Earth, can I come back? Certainly. This ship can travel anywhere and return to this exact moment. Your absence could be days or years from your perspective, but no time would pass here. Danny thought about his life. The dead job, the constant stress. Then he thought about space, about aliens and strange worlds and adventures. Teach me to fly, he said. The golden figure brightened with what Danny thought might be excitement. Excellent choice. Place your hands on the control panel. Danny approached the smooth console. The moment his fingers touched the surface, knowledge flooded into his mind. Not overwhelming, but like remembering something he had always known. He could feel the ship around him, its systems, its power, everything. The interface reads your thoughts, the figure explained. It translates your intentions into commands. Think about what you want the ship to do. Start small. Think about closing the door. Danny concentrated on the door. It hissed shut smoothly, sealing perfectly. Good. Now think about lifting off, just 1 meter above the ground. Danny focused his thoughts and the ship responded immediately. The anti-gravity systems hummed softly and the wandering star rose smoothly into the air. Danny could feel every adjustment, every micro-correction the ship made to stay level. Remarkable. Most species require many attempts before achieving stable flight. Humans may have natural aptitude for neural interfacing. Danny grinned. He was flying a spaceship. Actually flying it, let's try something bigger, the figure said. Think about ascending slowly. We will exit the atmosphere at a gentle pace to avoid Earth's primitive detection systems. Danny thought upward, and the ship obeyed. They rose smoothly through the afternoon sky, accelerating gradually. Through the view screen, Danny watched the salvage yard shrink below them. Then the city became visible, spreading out like a toy model. Then the whole state appeared like a map. The sky changed from blue to purple to black. Stars appeared brighter than Danny had ever seen them. The curve of Earth became visible, a beautiful blue sphere floating in emptiness. You are now 300 kilometers above your planet's surface, the figure said.
How do you feel?
Danny realized tears were running down his face. I feel free. Then let me discuss your options. Several parties will arrive at Earth, seeking this ship within the week. We could flee to the outer rim and hide. We could try to negotiate with the creditors. Or we could be bold. What do you mean by bold? The merchant prince acquired this ship through questionable means. His creditors are mostly criminals and corrupt officials. The galactic authorities' claim is purely paperwork. According to multiple galactic laws, you have as much right to this ship as anyone, perhaps more since you purchased it in good faith. So what do I do? Make them come to you. Make them negotiate on your terms. But that would require leverage. You would need to prove you are not just a human who got lucky, but someone capable of keeping and operating this vessel. Danny stared at Earth below, at the darkness of space beyond, at the infinite possibilities. What is the most profitable trade route you know? The figure's form shifted into what might have been a smile. Now you think like a merchant. I know several routes that would be quite profitable. Shall we begin your real education? Danny gripped the controls, feeling the ship respond to his thoughts. Let's make some money. Over the next 3 days, Danny learned more than he had in 4 years of college. The figure, who told Danny to call him Echo, taught him about galactic commerce, navigation, and the complex web of laws that govern space. Danny learned that the galaxy was huge beyond imagination. Millions of inhabited worlds, thousands of spacefaring species, trade networks that spanned distances his mind could barely comprehend. He also learned that humans were almost unknown out here. Earth was classified as a protected primitive world. Most species knew it existed but considered it off limits until humanity developed faster than light travel on their own. Which makes your presence unusual, Echo explained. You are operating technology far beyond your planet's current capability. This will draw attention. Good attention or bad attention. Both. Some will be curious. Others will be suspicious. A few will try to take advantage of you. You must be careful. Echo guided Danny to a small trading post in a system called Kepler 442, about 1,200 light-years from Earth. The journey took less than 6 hours, which still made Danny's head hurt. How is this possible? He asked as stars streaked past the view screen. Quantum displacement drive. It does not move the ship. It moves space around the ship. The mathematics are complex. I'll take your word for it. The trading post was a ring of metal and strange materials orbiting a massive gas giant. According to Echo, it was neutral territory where merchants came to trade in peace. Relative peace, Echo corrected. Keep alert. Not everyone respects neutral territory. Danny docked the wandering star carefully, guided by Echo's patient instructions. He made his way through the station's corridors, trying not to stare at the aliens around him. They came in every shape imaginable. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange Danny could not figure out which end was the front. They all wore different clothes, spoke different languages, and moved in different ways, but they all stopped to stare at Danny. Why is everyone looking at me? Danny whispered into the small communicator in his ear. Humans are rare here. Most species know of Earth but have never met a human. You are exotic. Great, I'm the weird one. Danny approached a vendor selling what looked like fruit. The vendor was tall and thin with 4 arms and skin like black glass. Excuse me, Danny started, then realized the vendor probably did not speak English. To his surprise, The vendor responded in perfect English, though with a strange musical quality. Human. Very unusual to see your kind here. What do you seek? Wait, you speak English? Your translation implant is working. I speak Trader's Common. Your brain translates it. Danny touched his head. I have a translator in my brain. Standard feature in all advanced vessels. You received it when the ship registered you as operator. Echo's voice chimed in his ear. I should have mentioned that earlier. My apologies. Danny bought some fruit that supposedly would not kill humans. He was turning to leave when he bumped into someone very large. The alien was massive, easily 7 feet tall and built like a tank. It had rough gray skin and small black eyes set in an angry face. It wore armor that looked both ceremonial and dangerous. Watch yourself, human, it growled. Sorry, I did not see you, Danny said, stepping aside. The alien blocked his path. I know that ship in Bay 47. That is the Wandering Star. Danny's heart started racing. Is it Kelvor's ship? Worth a fortune. How did a primitive human acquire such a vessel? A crowd was gathering. Danny felt dozens of eyes on him. I bought it, Danny said simply. The alien laughed, a harsh, ugly sound. You bought it. A species that cannot even leave their own solar system bought one of the most advanced ships in the galaxy. You are a thief or a liar. Danny felt anger replace his fear. He had bought the ship legally. He had every right to be here. I am neither. I bought it legally through a public auction. If you have a problem with that, talk to whoever sold it. The alien's hand moved to a weapon at its side, or I could just take it. Dead humans tell no tales. That would be unwise, Echo's voice suddenly boomed from speakers throughout the corridor. The hologram appeared beside Danny, larger than usual and radiating authority. I am Echo 7, the Wandering Star's intelligence system. I have registered Danny Martinez of Earth as my operator through proper legal protocols. Any attempt to harm him or seize the vessel will be met with lethal force. Additionally, this station's security does not allow unprovoked violence in neutral territory. The alien looked between Danny and the hologram. Finally, it stepped back. This is not over, human. Many want that ship. You have made enemies today. I did not do anything except exist, Danny muttered as the alien walked away. Echo's hologram shrank back to normal size. Welcome to Galactic Commerce. I suggest we complete our business quickly. Danny had planned to buy cheap and sell high basic trading, but Echo had a better idea. The Wandering Star has something more valuable than cargo space, Echo explained. It has a reputation. Kelvor was an excellent merchant. He established relationships across hundreds of systems. Many beings owe this ship favors. Will they honor those favors with me? Some will, out of respect for the ship. Others can be convinced. There is a trader here who owes Kelvor money. Let us see if we can collect. The trader was a floating jellyfish-like creature that communicated through pulses of light. After negotiation, it agreed to honor its debt by giving Danny cargo worth 50,000 credits. This clears the debt. The creature pulsed. You are not Kelvor. You must earn your own reputation. Danny accepted gratefully. 50,000 credits would let him really start trading. They were loading the cargo when alarms started blaring. Warning, Galactic Authority vessel approaching. All ships prepare for inspection. Danny's blood went cold. Is that bad? Potentially very bad. The Authority is searching for the Wandering Star. If they board us, they will try to seize the ship. Can we run? Easily, but that would make you a criminal. You would be banned from all legitimate trading posts. Danny thought quickly. He was legally right. He had bought the ship fairly. Maybe it was time to face this directly. What if we talk to them? Echo was quiet for a moment. That is either brave or foolish. Possibly both. But it might work. If you can prove legitimate ownership, then let's prove it. The Authority ship was massive and covered in weapons. Within minutes, uniformed aliens marched toward Danny's position. The leader looked reptilian. Vera Cole worked out of an office on a space station orbiting Jupiter. Danny had expected some rough space adventurer with scars and a mysterious past. Instead, he found a woman in her early 30s wearing an expensive suit that looked like it came straight from Earth. She had sharp eyes and a confident smile. Danny Martinez, she said, shaking his hand firmly. I have been following your case. You have caused quite a stir. I did not mean to. I just bought a ship. For 50 cents. Yes, I heard. That might be the best purchase in human history or the worst decision you ever made. We will find out at the tribunal. She pointed to a chair. Sit, we have work to do. Her office was strange, mixing human and alien design. Earth plants sat in one corner while holographic displays floated in the air. The furniture adjusted itself automatically for comfort. "First question," Vera said, pulling up screens of data. "Why did you not just sell the ship? You could have made a fortune and avoided all this trouble." "I thought about it," Danny admitted. "But it is my ship. I bought it. And the galaxy is amazing. I do not want to give this up," Vera smiled. "Good. Because if you wanted to sell, I would tell you to find another lawyer. I do not represent quitters." She flicked through screens. "Here is the situation. 7 different parties have filed claims to the Wandering Star. The Galactic Authority wants it as seized criminal property. 3 banks want it to cover Kelvor's debts. 2 private creditors say he owed them money. And 1 insurance company claims the ship was reported stolen years ago. That is a lot. It gets worse. Each party has expensive lawyers and political connections. You are a human with 50 cents and a claim that is legitimate but inconvenient to them. So I will lose. Not if I have anything to say about it." Vera stood and paced. "Here is what they are not expecting. You have something none of them have. The ship's AI willing to testify for you, documented proof of purchase, and something else they cannot match. What? You are human. Earth is not part of the Galactic Consortium. We are observers, barely. That means Earth law applies to transactions on Earth. They cannot just override our sovereignty without major political problems." Danny felt a spark of hope. "So we can win? Maybe, if we are smart and lucky. The tribunal is in 23 days. We need to prepare you to testify, gather evidence, and build a case that shows you are a legitimate operator, not a lucky fool." "But I am a lucky fool," Vera grinned. "I know, that is why this might work." The next 3 weeks were intense. Vera drilled Danny on galactic law, courtroom procedure, and how to present himself. Echo helped compile records of every transaction the Wandering Star had ever made, building proof that the ship operated independently of Kelvor's crimes. Danny also made his first real profit as a trader. With Vera's guidance and Echo's knowledge of markets, he ran cargo between stations. Each successful trade strengthened his case that he was a real operator. He learned quickly how to negotiate with alien merchants, how to read market trends, how to avoid pirates and corrupt officials. The neural interface with the ship made it all feel natural, like he had been doing this for years instead of weeks. One night, as Danny sat in the captain's chair reviewing trade routes, Vera came to find him. "You should rest," she said. "The tribunal is in 3 days. You need to be sharp." "I am too nervous to sleep." Vera sat in the co-pilot's chair. "Want to know a secret? I'm nervous too." "You? You seem so confident." "That is years of practice. Inside, I am terrified. This case is huge, Danny. If we win, it sets precedent for human property rights in galactic space. If we lose, it sends a message that Earth law does not matter out here." "No pressure then." Vera laughed. "We are going to win. You know why? Because you have something those corporations and bureaucrats do not understand." "What is that?" "You actually care about the ship. To them, it is just an asset worth trillions. To you, it is freedom. It is adventure. That passion will come through when you testify, and the judges will see it." Danny hoped she was right. The tribunal was held on Nexus Prime, the Galactic Authority's administrative center. It was enormous, part space station, part city, orbiting a neutron star that provided both power and incredible views. Danny wore the best clothes he owned. Vera had said they were adequate but not impressive. They walked through halls filled with beings from across the galaxy, all there for legal proceedings. The courtroom was circular, with the judge's bench elevated at the center. Danny sat with Vera and Echo's hologram at the defendant's position. Across from them sat lawyers representing the 7 claimants, each looking confident and expensive. The presiding judge was a luminar, a being of pure energy contained in a crystal form. Its voice resonated directly in Danny's mind. "We are here to determine ownership of the vessel designated Wandering Star. The human Danny Martinez claims legitimate purchase. Multiple parties dispute this. We will hear arguments." The Galactic Authority's lawyer spoke first, a severe alien with too many eyes. "The facts are simple. The Wandering Star belonged to convicted criminal Kelvor. His assets are forfeit. This ship must be seized." Vera stood. "The ship was never officially listed among seized assets. It was located on Earth, outside Galactic Authority jurisdiction. My client purchased it through legal means under Earth law. The Authority has no claim. One of the bank lawyers spoke. Kelvor owed our institution 9 million credits. The ship is collateral. Kelvor owed everyone money, Vera countered. But he did not own the ship when he incurred those debts. According to records, he had already lost possession. You cannot claim collateral that does not exist. This continued for hours. Each claimant presented their case. Vera systematically tore their arguments apart. Danny watched in amazement as she used galactic law like a weapon. Finally, it was Danny's turn to testify. Mr. Martinez, the Luminar judge addressed him. Why should you retain ownership of this vessel? Danny stood, his heart pounding. Because I bought it. I did not steal it. I did not trick anyone. I saw an auction, I bid, and I won. That is how commerce works, right? Someone sells, someone else buys. That is what happened. You paid 50 cents for a ship worth trillions. I paid the asking price. The seller set the value, not me. If it was worth more, they should have asked for more. But you must have known it was worth more than 50 cents. Danny shook his head. Your Honor, 3 weeks ago I did not know aliens existed. I did not know faster-than-light travel was possible. I thought I was buying a toy or a joke. I did not know what I had until the AI explained it. But by then, I had already legally purchased it. That is not my fault. One of the opposing lawyers stood. This human cannot possibly be a legitimate operator. He has no training, no experience, no understanding of galactic commerce. Echo's hologram brightened. If I may speak? The judge nodded. I have served on the Wandering Star for 312 years. I have had 17 different operators. Danny Martinez is among the most capable I have encountered. In 3 weeks, he has shown aptitude for navigation, commerce, and command that took others months or years to develop. He treats the crew with respect, makes sound decisions, and learns quickly. By every measure that matters, he is a worthy operator. The AI is programmed to serve whoever operates the ship, a lawyer argued. Its testimony is biased. I am an independent AI registered as a legal entity in 47 systems, Echo responded. I have rights and autonomy. I could refuse to serve an unworthy operator. I choose to serve Danny Martinez because he has earned it. The courtroom erupted in discussion. Vera was smiling. The judge called for order. We will deliberate. All parties return tomorrow for our decision. That night, Danny could not sleep. He walked through the Wandering Star's corridors, thinking about everything that had happened. 3 weeks ago, he had been nobody. Now he was fighting for a starship in front of the galaxy's highest court. Are you worried? Echo asked, appearing beside him, terrified. What if we lose? Then we lose. But you fought well. That matters, does it? If they take the ship, you will still have experienced something extraordinary. You will have seen the galaxy. You will have stood before the highest powers and demanded your rights. That can never be taken, Danny smiled. You are getting wise in your old age. I have had centuries to practice. The next morning, they returned to the courtroom. Danny sat beside Vera, trying to stay calm. The judge materialized. We have reached a decision. The room fell silent. The claims of theft and criminal seizure are dismissed. The Wandering Star was not officially part of Kelvor's criminal assets. The claims of debt are dismissed. The ship cannot be collateral for debts incurred after it left Kelvor's possession. The insurance fraud claim is dismissed due to lack of evidence. Danny felt Vera grip his hand. However, legitimate ownership requires careful consideration. Danny Martinez did purchase the vessel legally under Earth law. Earth is a sovereign world, and its laws must be respected. The Galactic Authority has treaties confirming this, therefore, the judge paused. We find in favor of Danny Martinez. The Wandering Star is his legal property. All claims against it are dismissed. The courtroom exploded. Danny sat in stunned silence. He had won. Vera was laughing and crying. We did it, Danny. We actually did it. Echo's hologram seemed brighter than ever. Congratulations, Captain Martinez. Your ship is truly yours. 3 months after winning the tribunal, Danny sat in the captain's chair watching a binary star system spin through the view screen. In the cargo hold, he carried 30,000 credits worth of rare textiles bound for a colony on the edge of known space. In his account, he had enough money to pay off every debt he had left on Earth 3 times over. He had changed. The constant physical training Echo insisted on had made him leaner and stronger. His hair was longer, and he had grown a beard that Vera said made him look like a real space captain. He wore comfortable clothes from different worlds, practical and durable. But more than his appearance, his confidence had changed. He negotiated with alien merchants without fear. He navigated through asteroid fields and quantum tunnels without hesitation. He had become what he needed to be. The door opened, and Vera walked in carrying 2 cups of something hot and almost like coffee. "Thought you could use a break," she said. Handing him a cup, "Thanks." He sipped it. "Better than coffee, actually. Should you not be back at your office?" I closed it. Turns out being the lawyer who won the Wandering Star case made me famous. I have more clients than I can handle. Figured I could work from anywhere. Your ship has better views than Jupiter Station. Danny smiled. Over the past months, Vera had become more than his lawyer. She was his advisor, his friend, and maybe something more. They had not defined it yet. "Echo, what is our arrival time?" Danny asked. 17 hours to the colony, Echo responded. "The route is clear. No authority patrols, no pirates, no problems. Smooth sailing." "You probably just jinxed us," Vera said. "I do not believe in jinxes," Echo said. "However, statistically, mentioning the absence of problems does correlate with problems appearing." "I will remain alert," Danny laughed. 3 months with Echo had taught him the AI had a dry sense of humor. An alert chimed. "Incoming communication. Priority level. It is from Earth." Danny's heart jumped. He had not been back to Earth since the trial. He had sent money to his parents, paid off his debts, even sent his old roommates enough to cover rent for a year. But he had not returned. Put it through. The view screen showed a woman in a suit with a United Nations emblem on her jacket. She looked professional and slightly nervous. "Mr. Martinez, my name is Patricia Grant. I work for the UN's Office of Extraterrestrial Affairs. We need to talk." "About what?" "About you. About your ship. About the fact that you have become somewhat famous on Earth. Many people want to know more about what is out here. Many governments want to establish formal contact with the galactic community." Danny glanced at Vera. "I am a merchant, not an ambassador. You are a human who owns a starship and has successfully navigated galactic society. You have done more to prove humanity's capability than decades of official programs. We want to hire you, not as an ambassador but as a consultant. Help us understand what we are dealing with. Maybe facilitate some introductions." "What is the pay?" Vera asked, always practical. Patricia named a figure that made Danny's eyes widen. "That is just the starting payment. We are prepared to negotiate for your time and expertise." Danny thought about it. He had fallen into this life by accident, but he loved it. The freedom, the adventure, the infinite possibilities of space. But Earth was still home. His family was there. "I need time to think about it," Danny said. "Of course. We are prepared to send a delegation to meet with you." "Would 2 weeks work?" "Yes, that works." The communication ended. Danny sat back, overwhelmed. "You are going to do it," Vera said. It was not a question. "I think so. Someone has to help Earth figure this out. Might as well be me. It will change things. Once Earth gets serious about space, you will not be unique anymore." "Good," Danny said. "The galaxy is big enough for more humans. Besides, I have a head start. By the time Earth catches up, I will be experienced at this." Echo's hologram appeared. "Captain, I have been monitoring galactic news channels. You are being discussed extensively. The human who won his ship against impossible odds. Several media outlets are requesting interviews." "Great. Space reporters. Actually, it is good for business. Our reputation is growing. I have received 3 offers for high-value cargo contracts in the past hour." Danny looked at the offers Echo displayed. Each would earn more than his last 5 jobs combined. "Which should we take?" "That is your decision, Captain. You are the merchant now." Danny studied the offers. "The one to the Andromeda relay. It is the farthest, but the profit is best, and I want to see Andromeda." "An excellent choice. I will calculate the route." The journey to Andromeda took 2 weeks. Danny used the time to prepare for the UN meeting and to think about what came next. He had achieved something impossible. He had gone from broke and hopeless to owning a starship worth trillions. He had faced down the Galactic Authority and won. But what now? He could keep trading, building wealth and reputation. He could explore unknown regions of space. He could help Earth make contact with the galaxy. The possibilities seemed endless. One evening, as the ship traveled through quantum space, Danny found Vera on the observation deck. She was staring at the strange colors and patterns that filled the view screen during faster-than-light travel. "Beautiful, is it not?" she said without turning. "Yeah. I still cannot believe this is real sometimes." "I know what you mean. I have been out here for 5 years and it still amazes me." She turned to him. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure." What do you want, Danny, long term? Not just the next cargo run or the next deal. What do you actually want? Danny thought about it. I want to keep doing this. Trading, exploring, learning. I want to see things no other human has seen. I want to make a difference somehow. That is good. That is worth working toward. Vera smiled. I think you can do it too. You have something special, Danny. Not just luck. You adapt. You learn. You treat people with respect, even aliens who look nothing like you. That matters out here. What about you? What do you want? Honestly, I want to help more humans do what you are doing. Earth needs to join the galactic community properly. Not as primitives to be protected, but as equals. I think you can help make that happen. No pressure, Danny joked. You can handle it. You face down 7 corporations and the Galactic Authority. The UN will be easy. The meeting with the UN delegation happened on a neutral station near Saturn. Patricia Grant arrived with 4 other officials, all looking excited and nervous. Danny met them in a conference room he had rented. Echo's hologram floated nearby, and Vera sat beside Danny. Thank you for meeting with us, Patricia said. This is historic. The first formal negotiation between Earth and a human who operates independently in galactic space. I am happy to help, Danny said, but I need to make something clear. I am not Earth's representative. I am my own person. If I help you make contacts, it will be as a favor, not an obligation. We understand. We are not asking you to represent Earth officially. We want your knowledge and your connections. We are prepared to compensate you very well for that. They spent hours discussing what Earth wanted: access to galactic markets, information about alien technologies, diplomatic introductions to major powers. It was ambitious but not impossible. I can help with some of this, Danny said. I know traders who might be willing to deal with Earth. I can make introductions, but Earth needs to understand something important. What? The galaxy does not care about Earth. We are one small planet among millions. We have nothing unique to offer except ourselves. If Earth wants to be taken seriously, we need to prove we are worth dealing with. That means being honest, reliable, and respectful. No arrogance. No assuming we are special because we are human. Patricia nodded seriously. That is good advice. Will you help us learn how to do that? I will try. They negotiated terms. Danny would serve as a consultant, providing information and making introductions. He would maintain his independence and his ship. In return, Earth would pay him well and provide support when needed. It was a good deal for everyone. After the meeting, Vera found Danny on the Wandering Star. You did well in there, she said. I just told them the truth. That is why it was good. Earth needs honesty right now, not flattery. She sat beside him. So what now? You have money, fame, and a job helping your planet join the galaxy. What is next for Danny Martinez? Danny looked at the stars through the view screen. I keep learning. Keep exploring. There is so much out here I have not seen yet. Want company? Vera asked. I mean, my job is flexible. I could work from the ship permanently. If you want, Danny smiled. I would like that. Echo, what do you think? Can we handle a permanent passenger? Echo's hologram appeared. Vera Cole has already been residing on the ship for 2 months. I have allocated quarters and workspace for her. She is an excellent addition to our crew. See? Vera laughed. Echo wants me to stay. Then it is settled. Welcome aboard permanently. That night, Danny could not sleep. He walked through the ship's corridors, thinking about how much his life had changed in just 4 months. 4 months ago, he had been broke and hopeless, working a minimum wage job with no future. Now he owned a starship, had money in the bank, and was helping his entire planet make contact with the galaxy. It was insane. It was impossible. It was real. Echo found him in the cargo bay, checking the containers of textiles they were transporting. You seem thoughtful, Captain. Just thinking about luck. 6 months after buying the Wandering Star, Danny returned to Earth for the first time. The ship descended through the atmosphere in the middle of the night, landing in a secure military facility in Nevada. Armed soldiers surrounded the landing zone, but they looked more curious than threatening. Danny walked down the boarding ramp with Vera beside him. Echo's hologram floated between them, taking in Earth with what seemed like curiosity. So this is your homeworld, Echo said. It is smaller than I expected. It is home, Danny said simply. A government car took them to a hotel in Las Vegas. Danny had requested to see his family before any official meetings. The UN had agreed, though they seemed disappointed to wait. His parents lived in a small house on the edge of the city. Danny stood outside for a moment, nervous. He had called them, sent them money, but he had not seen them in 6 months. 6 months that felt like years. He knocked. His mother opened the door. She stared at him for a long moment, then pulled him into a fierce hug. "Danny, oh my God, Danny." His father appeared behind her, tears in his eyes. "Son, you came back." They sat in the living room, the same room where Danny had grown up. But everything felt different now. Smaller somehow, though nothing had changed. "Tell us everything," his mother said. "We saw you on the news. They said you own a spaceship. They said you went to Alien Court and won." Danny told them the story. The auction. Finding the ship. Learning to fly. The tribunal. Trading across the galaxy. His parents listened with wide eyes. "I cannot believe it," his father said. "Our son, a space merchant. I know it is crazy, but it is real, and I want you to see it. The ship, will you come see it?" His parents exchanged a look. "Can we?" his mother asked. "Is it safe?" "Completely safe. Echo will take care of you." They drove to the military facility. The soldiers let them through when Danny showed his credentials. The wandering star sat in the middle of the landing zone, gleaming in the desert sun. Danny's mother gasped. "It is beautiful. Come on, I will give you a tour." He showed them the cockpit, the cargo bay, the living quarters. Echo appeared and introduced himself politely. Danny's parents were overwhelmed but delighted. "Would you like to see space?" Danny asked. "Just a quick trip. We could go to the moon." His mother clutched his arm. "The moon? Really? But really? Echo, can we make a quick moon trip?" "Of course, Captain." Preparing for departure. 10 minutes later, they were in orbit. Earth spread out below them, blue and beautiful. Danny's parents stood at the view screen, holding hands and crying. "I never thought I would see this," his father whispered. "Never in my whole life." They orbited the moon, seeing the far side that no human eye could see from Earth. Then they returned home, the whole trip taking less than 2 hours. Back on the ground, his mother hugged him again. "Thank you. Thank you for sharing this with us. I will visit more often," Danny promised. "And maybe someday you can come with me. See the galaxy." "Maybe," his father said. "But be careful out there, son. You have something precious now. Do not lose it." "I won't." The next day, Danny met with UN officials. They wanted him to help arrange Earth's first formal trade agreement with an alien civilization. Danny had suggested the Andari, a peaceful species known for fair dealing. "They are cautious but reasonable," Danny explained. "If Earth proves reliable, they will trade. And once one species trades with us, others will follow." "What do they want from Earth?" Patricia asked. "Culture, art, music, stories. Earth does not have advanced technology to trade, but we have creativity. The Andari value that." The officials looked surprised. "They want our culture?" "The galaxy is full of species with amazing technology. But each culture is unique. Earth's art, literature, and music are ours alone. That has value." They spent days negotiating terms. Danny would arrange a meeting between UN representatives and Andari traders. He would advise Earth on proper protocols. In return, Earth would pay him and provide support for his trading business. It was the beginning of something historic. Earth's first real step into the galactic community. Between meetings, Danny explored Las Vegas with Vera. It felt strange being back. The city seemed smaller, louder, more chaotic than he remembered. But it was also familiar and comforting. "Do you miss it?" Vera asked as they walked down the strip. "Parts of it. The food, mostly. You cannot get good pizza in space," Vera laughed. "True, but you could live here again if you wanted. You have enough money. You could settle down, live comfortably." Danny shook his head. "No, this is not home anymore. Home is up there." He pointed at the sky. "Home is the ship. I feel the same way. Earth is where I am from, but space is where I belong now." They walked in comfortable silence, watching tourists and lights. That night, Danny stood on the hotel balcony looking at the stars. Somewhere up there, beyond Earth's atmosphere, were worlds he had visited, species he had met, adventures he had lived. Echo's voice came through his communicator. "Captain, we have received a message from the Andari. They have agreed to meet with Earth representatives. The meeting is scheduled for 3 weeks from now at their trade hub." "Excellent. Tell them we accept. Already done." "Captain, if I may ask a personal question." "Sure, Echo. Are you happy? With this life? With what you have become?" Danny thought about it. 6 months ago, he had been miserable, working a job he hated, drowning in debt with no hope for the future. Now he owned a starship, had money, friends, and purpose. Yeah, Echo, I am happy. Happier than I ever thought I could be. Good. I am pleased to hear that. You deserve happiness, Danny smiled. Thanks, Echo. You are a good friend. I am an AI. You are still a good friend. The 3 weeks passed quickly. Danny helped Earth prepare for the meeting, teaching diplomats about Andari culture and customs. He also made several trade runs, building his reputation further. The meeting with the Andari happened on their trade hub, a beautiful station orbiting a ringed gas giant. The UN sent 5 diplomats, all nervous but excited. Danny and Vera accompanied them as advisors. The Andari were tall and elegant, with features that reminded Danny of birds. They wore flowing robes and moved with grace. Their leader, a dignified female named Sareth, greeted the Earth delegation warmly. We are honored to meet humans, Sareth said through the translation system. We have heard much about your species from Captain Martinez. All good things, I hope, one diplomat said. Very good things. The captain has proven himself honest and capable. We are willing to discuss trade with Earth based on his recommendation. The negotiations went well. Earth would provide art, music, and cultural items. The Andari would provide medical technology and agricultural equipment. It was a fair exchange, beneficial to both sides. When the agreement was signed, Sareth turned to Danny. You have done your species a great service, Captain. Earth is fortunate to have you as their representative. I am not really their representative, just a merchant who wants to help. That is what makes you valuable. You seek mutual benefit, not conquest or exploitation. That is rare, even among advanced species. After the meeting, the Earth diplomats celebrated. They had achieved something historic. First contact had been made decades ago, but this was the first real partnership. Patricia pulled Danny aside. We could not have done this without you. Earth owes you a debt, no debt. I am just glad I could help. What will you do now? More trading? Yeah. There is a route to the Magellanic Cloud I want to explore. Never been there before. You are going to keep doing this? Exploring and trading? For as long as I can. The galaxy is huge, Patricia. I have barely seen any of it, she smiled. Then go see it. And if Earth needs help again, you know where to find me. Danny and Vera returned to the Wandering Star. As they prepared to depart, Danny felt a sense of satisfaction. He had helped his planet. He had proven himself as a merchant. He had found a life worth living. Echo, set course for the Magellanic Cloud. Let us see what is out there. Course plotted, Captain. Estimated travel time is 4 days. The ship lifted off smoothly, leaving the Andari station behind. Through the view screen, Danny watched the stars stretch into lines as they entered quantum space. Vera sat in the co-pilot's chair. 4 days. What will you do with all that time? Learn, plan, maybe finally beat Echo at chess. You will not beat me at chess, Echo said. I have calculated 17 million possible games. You know approximately 3 opening strategies. I will learn more strategies. You are welcome to try. Vera laughed. This is nice. The 3 of us heading into the unknown. Like a family. Danny had not thought of it that way, but she was right. They were a family, not by blood, but by choice. A human merchant, a human lawyer, and an ancient AI exploring the galaxy together. Yeah, Danny said. It is nice. The days passed in comfortable routine. Danny studied trade routes and market data. Vera worked on legal cases for her clients across the galaxy. Echo maintained the ship and provided endless information about the places they passed. On the 4th day, they arrived at the Magellanic Cloud. The view took Danny's breath away. Billions of stars clustered together in a sprawling galaxy separate from the Milky Way. It is beautiful, Vera whispered. Scanning for habitable systems and trading posts, Echo reported. I detect several promising locations. There is a mining colony that might have rare minerals for sale, a research station studying local phenomena, and an independent trading hub that welcomes all.